apologies. Let me come back to you. Hi everyone. I'm really sorry. It's the first time I've been live on YouTube and I wasn't quite sure what I was doing, but I'm pretty sure we're going live now. I've just been talking to you all for 10 minutes thinking I was live, but I actually wasn't. So hi, my name's Danny. I'm owner of Blue Door Bakery and I'm here to show you some cupcake decorating. Yeah, every single day this week I'm going to be live on this channel showing you some different stuff. I promise you I'll get the hang of it as today, and then tomorrow will be much better. But I'm really sure I'm live now. Like, so I've just been chatting to you guys for ages thinking I was live, but I actually wasn't live. I think it's working now. I think it's working. So let me swap back. I was talking to you guys about buttercream and about colours. I'm going to start again. So I'm just making some, I've just colouring up some buttercream. So I use these really nice Colour Mill colours. So I've got a bit of lavender here. I've got baby pink in this one. I think I'm going to do a little bit of peach. And then we'll go into some piping techniques. Yeah, I've never been live on YouTube before, so I wasn't quite sure how it works, but I'm pretty sure I'm live now. Like today, I wasn't live before, but... Right, so we're just getting some buttercream mixed up. I always use Colour Mill colours for buttercream, even though they're quite liquid. They're very concentrated, so they work really, really well. If you want my buttercream recipe and loads of handy hints and tips, you can go to my website, which is bluedoorbakery.co.uk. And you can just grab my buttercream guide from there. So we've got peach and pink and lavender. So I think we're going to add these into some piping bags now, and then we'll get piping, and then we'll go and have a little look at what sprinkles we can put on them. So the nozzles I'm using today are, apologies about my blue hands, I've just been cleaning up the Tiffany bottle and it just exploded everywhere. I'm going to be using a Gem 2D. This is a really great standard nozzle, and I would always go for something like this as a really basic nozzle to start off with. So it's a Gem 2D. I'm also going to be using a Teco 172. So you can see the shape of it is quite different, but this produces a really nice piping effect as well. And then I've also got a Wilton 104. So you can see this is like a teardrop shape. So these are the three that I'm going to be using. So let's get these piping bags filled. Just going to fold it back over my hand, and then I can scoop it in. I've got a great big tub that I would sometimes use to put my piping bag over, which helps keep it open, but not today. We'll just use my hand today. So once you've popped it in your piping bag, just squeeze it down, give it a little twist, and this is now ready to pipe. So we'll do the same with the others. So we've got a 104 nozzle here. I think I might do some pretty pink for this one. So the 104 nozzle is our ruffles. So if you want to have a go at doing any kind of buttercream ruffles, or like buttercream flowers, roses, the 104 nozzle is a really good one to use as well. Okay, so last of all, we're going to pop in our lavender in the 172. Scoop it all up, and then we can get onto some piping techniques. Right then. So again, we'll just squeeze it down, and then we are ready to pipe. So I've got my cupcakes here. So whenever I'm piping cupcakes, I always start off by doing the biggest nozzle first. So which is my Gem 2D. So I'm going to start off with this one first. So when you hold a piping bag, I want you to hold it securely in between your finger and your thumb here. So I've given it a twist, and I'm holding that in my hand here, and this is going to ensure that all the buttercream gets forced out of here and not back up in this bit. So I'm just going to do a little rose swirl. So let's start piping right in the middle. So you can see my piping nozzle is not touching the cupcake. It's about 1 centimetre above the cupcake, and that's where it wants to stay, okay? So we're going to pipe in the middle and then just allow that buttercream to fall where you want it to go. So I'm just going to go round and round and then stop squeezing and just pull away. You can see this is just a lovely standard rose swirl. I really like this one because I find the ratio of cake to buttercream really good with this one. I'll show you a nice big tall swirl as well. Let me scoot that to the back. So we're going to do a circle around the outside of the cupcake, but just not hanging over the edge. So don't go too close to the edge. So we'll pipe one circle here. Okay, so you can see we've just got one circle there. Now I wouldn't stop, I would just keep going, but I want to show you step by step. And then we're going to pipe another circle on top and then another circle on top. So each time just getting slightly smaller, and you'll have that really nice tall swirl as well. You can do it in like 3 separate circles if you want to. You might find that slightly easier if you're just starting out. So we've got the big tall classic swirl, we've got a lovely rose swirl. So now let's move on to some different piping techniques. So using this rose swirl here, I'm just going to pipe a really small rose swirl here, just off center from what I've been doing before. So pipe a rose swirl, again just off center from what I've been doing before. You could do this technique but do 2 slightly smaller ones. So we've got 1, 2, and 1, 2. So always keeping this twist of your piping bag really tight in your hand, okay? So we've got our rose swirls piped. Now let's move on to, I'm going to use the 172 nozzle next time, which is this really nice one. So again, squeeze it down, give it a twist, and hold this twist in your finger and thumb, and then you can grip it, okay? So now we're just going to press down and squeeze and stop squeezing and pull away. And you can see the shape that creates, it's beautiful. So we'll do a few of those. This nozzle comes in a lot of different sizes, so it's up to you which kind of size you fancy, but I really like this one. It's quite a large one, but it's really nice. So you can see just by squeezing down, that creates a really nice effect. And now we'll do the 104, which is like the teardrop shape. So if you have a little look at this one here, oops, I just touched that, that's fine. We can cover that with some sprinkles. If you have a little look here, you can see this end is much thicker than this end, okay? So the wide end always wants to touch the cake, or else your ruffles are going to be thick and chunky. And obviously we want ruffles to be thin and dainty. So I'm just going to grab my cupcake, fat end against the cupcake, and then just wiggle back and forward, and you can see those lovely ruffles. So we'll do it on this one as well. There we go. So we've got some really nice ruffles, really simple, like nothing too complicated at all. But what we do need is we need some sprinkles. So let me just grab some sprinkles because I forgot to get those at the beginning. We'll go for these. I love using Super Streusel. They're probably one of my favourite sprinkle brands. And also, if you head to my Instagram, which is Blue Door Bakery, there'll be a discount code for these as well, from the Cake Wrap Company. So these are really nice, really nice. So then we can pop some sprinkles on these as well. This particular mix is called Cheeky Girl, and it's definitely one of my favourites. So generally when I'm popping sprinkles on, I like to put sprinkles on where the end of the rose swirl has finished, just because I just find it neatens it off a little bit. So I'm just going to hold it over the bowl, and then we will pop some sprinkles on there. So we've got a few there. I've got a little gap here, so I reckon I can pop in a few ruffles in here. Like that. Right then, let's get the others done. So we'll pop some more on this end as well. It's quite important not to leave the buttercream for too long, because the buttercream will start to set and then your sprinkles might not stick. So you don't want to leave it for too long. So let's pop some more ruffles onto this one as well, because again we've got a little gap which we can fill. Pop some sprinkles in the middle. That's a nice shape, little triangular one. I squidged that one down, so we're going to cover that up with some sprinkles and nobody will ever know. And then we've got this one. They're a really nice sprinkle mix. Let's grab one of these nice shapes. We'll pop that on there. I might pop a few of those in that one. There we go. So piping work doesn't need to be complicated at all. It can be really, really easy and done relatively quickly as well. But I mean, how lovely do they look? So they don't need to be too overcomplicated for things to look really nice. So I hope you've enjoyed that tutorial. Apologies about the technical issues to start off with. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, and I'm going to do a rose tomorrow. So if you've ever wanted to use florist paste or branch out into some sugar flowers, this will be a really good basic course for you to take a little look at. So thank you for joining me this morning, and I will see you guys in the morning, and I'll be live at 9:30 every day this week. So tomorrow I'm doing roses. I'm just having a little look at what I've got planned. Wednesday is cake covering. Thursday we're going to do buttercream ruffles, and Friday we're going to do a bake along, so we're going to bake something delicious.